I have this potato came up by itself, so I decided to plant some potatoes today. So I mulched this area like for 2-3 weeks ago, and so before I'm gonna use this area for anything else like raspberries, I'm gonna plant some potatoes now. I have some delicious purple potatoes that are organic and they already sprouted, so I'm gonna plant them. I'm not gonna cut them anywhere because we have some bugs in the soil, because this soil is not cultivated yet. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna get some plain potatoes from the shop and I'm gonna cut them in half like that and put some bamboo sticks so I could see where it is. And in 1 week I'm gonna take it out and see if the bugs that are in the soil are attached there, like they'll be eating this potato. So in 1 week I'm gonna check them out. So to experiment, I'm gonna use 10 growing potatoes and 10 potatoes that I'm gonna use as a bite. If nothing's gonna happen to these potatoes, I could just leave them growing as well. So I'm just gonna make a little hole in the straw, and you can actually see some green grass still there, but I think the potato should be fine. I'm just gonna place it there and place this bite next to it, just there, as close to the ground as possible. I'm not gonna dig or anything, even that it might not work. I think you have to actually dig it in, sort of. So there. So I see my bamboo stick sticking out, and in 1 week I can check it out. So I planted 2 potatoes, and now I see another little one growing by itself there. And I think I already planted some potatoes here some time ago, can't remember, but now they actually started to grow once I mulched the ground. I probably planted like 6 months ago, so because I can't remember. So anyway, we're just gonna leave this one alone and plant the 3rd one there. I thought it would be a good idea to put some pink ribbon on top of the straws, because the sticks, because they can get lost. And it happened many times. I plant the potatoes, you don't know where they are, because the garden is all mixed. Like we've got some nightshade there, some strawberries here, blueberries, ginger, and everything growing there. So again, this one, the bite one, as close to the ground as possible, and this one slightly, like, make a little bed for it and put it there and cover it with hay. And in 1 week we're gonna take this out, this one. We're gonna check that one too, because it might grow, or it might get eaten by something. So anyhow, this is it. Also, one more tip that I learned about potatoes, that I'm planting now in winter in Australia. So it's not really cold, but it gets below 0, and they plant them in winter usually here. So the tip is, when planting potatoes in winter, we must choose the size of about a neck. That would be great, because the potato can feed itself. While it's growing, it becomes stronger. If we plant this little one, it might not survive or give not so many potatoes. But in summer, I used to grow in summer, even they say you can't grow in summer. In summer, it's better to plant little ones, so they would grow roots quickly. It's warm, and it still can give some babies. So anyhow, now I'm trying to choose, because it's winter. In winter, we're planting an egg-sized size potatoes, or just a little bit more than an egg size, and in summer we're planting little potatoes like that. So I'm just gonna leave the little ones alone for now. So I planted 10 potatoes all into the straw, for some there and some there. So I have strawberries growing there and some trees growing there in that mulch. And this is the potato I planted some time ago. So maybe 6 months ago, and it got mowed, I think. And this is the second year. You can actually get some seeds from potatoes if you leave it for 2 years or so, and plant from seeds, and they say it's much healthier. So to get a good to get lots of babies from potatoes, some people do that. They take mulch and they just put it just between this potato stems, so sort of giving the potato room to grow, and it may actually even sort of look a bit happy for a while, because if you put mulch on top, it sort of gets close to the ground, but like in 1 or 2 days it sort of gets up and becomes happy and gives lots of babies, because it gets plenty of sunlight. It doesn't look crowded. And I think the most important part with potatoes, not watering. I don't water potatoes, so I'm not going to water potatoes now, especially today. I just have some water going on there just to water everything a little bit. So I'm going to fertilize with green manure. Oops. With plant manure. And it's not good to fertilize when the ground is dry. I'm not gonna fertilize the potatoes now, but once they start to grow, I might fertilize them with some green tea. So it's sort of plant tea or compost tea stuff. So that's the way to look at potatoes when they grow the leaves, and fertilize them with green tea, compost tea. I will do a separate video for the green tea, but this is it. So basically it's just green stuff like nettle, some grass, anything that's green and not poisonous. So you put it in the bucket, fill it with water. You can add some microorganisms like probiotics for the soil, or just leave it like that. It's like a sauerkraut. And I also try to put some, like a piece of fruit or maybe a little bit of sugar to give bacteria a boost, so they would multiply quickly. And after it stays there for like a few days, see how it bubbles? It smells really good, and it's similar to cow manure, but only no parasites and no bed bugs, because it's sort of that's what happens in cow's stomach. So I try not to use any manure in my garden, and this is very good, but it's very strong, so we must dilute it. So if we take 10 liters, we take 10 liters of clear water, we use 1 cup of this for 10 liters, and then we can just go and water everything, and the bacteria that's growing there is gonna go in the soil and make plants happy, give them micronutrients, and also make soil better for the plants. Sort of becomes alive, and good bugs comes, like good bugs and different bacteria lives there. But we must mulch to make this bacteria alive in the soil. We must mulch the soil. It's not mulched here, but I'm just keeping this grass for now. So it's not dead soil. Some areas here are really bad, like and I try to cover them with there. So anyhow, this is the green manure, maybe plant manure.